In this lecture I'm going to show you how to get a great effect. Objects which look like they're bursting through your cover or coming out of something in your cover. And this is one I did. It looks like the train has burst through the cover of the book. So how do you do this? Right, so obviously what we do is we start with our new image. So put in 1850 wide and 2500 high. Okay, there we are. We'll just keep that there for reference. Now, what we'll do here is we'll just search for image with hole in the paper. So that's what I did, hole in paper. For this example, you could use other things, of course, and we'll just hit go on that, and just wait for these to load up. I think one I chose, I'm trying to remember which exact one I chose, because it would save time if I picked the exact right one. Anyway, let's choose this one. So I'll open that in another tab because I want to keep this one open to search for the train image. So, oh, that's handy. It's a PNG, so it's a transparent image, which is really it's a lot helpful. So it means that the transparent bit will be the whole. Excellent, good. And of course this will all be solid. Okay, so we're going to select and copy the URL of the image. Close that because we don't need that now. And then when we're in here, we're going to import that as a layer. So open image URL and wait for that to load. As you can see, it is quite small, so we just need to make that a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to try and keep it in proportion, but you could bend it a little bit if you want to. I'm just holding the shift key down and enlarging it until I'm happy with the size. So perhaps something around this sort of size. We want to get a train through it, remember? So something like that. And then just click outside and yes to accept the changes. Now I just want to check whether this is I think it is, looking at that. But just if you want to double check that your background is transparent, you can paint bucket it. So I'm on the background, I've already got blue selected, so I can just go ahead and click there, and all being well, right, there we are. So as you can see, it's transparent in the middle. Of course that's blue as well because the image size is only up to here. So we'll undo that. Okay, fine. So what we can do now is we can go and get our train. So we'll just type in train. I'm usually a faster typist, but at the moment I'm typing with just one finger because I'm recording a video. I have other equipment around me. So yeah, so I think what I actually did was I looked for transparent images again. So it's quite easy on Google Images. So went transparent, and all being well, we should find, yes, I know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, we're just waiting for this to slowly load, to put it mildly. And if we type steam train, we should get our choo-choo. There we are. And I just picked this one. That's pretty much the first one I came to. So I'll wait that to once again do its high-speed loading on my computer system, which you probably gather is the world's fastest machine. We'll click view image here, and once again wait for the super quickness. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Copy. So if you check this out, I think you'll find it is a PNG. Yes, it is. So we don't need that. We can go into here and open that in our project, our cover. There we are. And just wait for that to load, and as you can see it is quite small, so free transform tool once again. So pressing and down and holding the shift key to keep it in proportion. I've got the corner, I'm just dragging that so that it's big enough, and as you can see at the moment it's not coming out of our cover, but we don't want to make sure that, ideally really I should have put this in front first so I could see how far I was going. So you can see the blue dots here, so I can see I'm not past the cover yet, so I'm okay to go probably a little bit further, so probably about there, and then we'll click yes to save the changes. Right, now just have a look at it properly. We can move that up the top layer, so yes, we can see that that is our train. So we can actually move this about, so if we do that there, we can move, we can see the actual train. Now we want it to obviously look like it's coming through the cover, so we want to position it so that it looks like it's coming past, so we need to pay attention to what we would like in the front, and where it would actually be coming from behind our cover, where we want it to come out. So probably want it to come out around about here, probably where the stacks are, I would say, something like that. Okay, so maybe we could make this just a little bit larger as well. So free transform, shift, hold that down, and just make that just a tad larger so we can have it coming over there. I don't want it too large, so let's make sure it's not off the cover. Click yes. Okay, so now we can have this in front, which it is here, of course. It's in front of everything, and we want that bit to disappear behind, so we can see what we want to go behind and what we want going in front. So what I did was I moved this back down here so it's hidden behind the cover, so I can see now which bits I want to be in front. So I want this bit here to be about here to be in front. In fact, possibly about here, because that train goes like that on a line, as you can see there. It goes in a line, so I want that to be over. So you could probably do with moving the train just up just a little bit so it can skip over that bit of fold there in the paper. So once we're happy with the position of the train, I can now go about creating the effect. So we're going into our hole in the paper, and we want to duplicate it, so we want two. Essentially what we're going to do is have two halves. So here's the two. So first what we want to do is cut one half and have that going over the top of it. So we will, and one going behind it. So we're going to choose this one to go over the top of it. So remember that the one that top would need to be above the train, and then one would need to be below it. Okay, so what we're going to do is just going to make the image just a little bit so we can see the edges of the image here, so I can edit it a bit easier. I'm going to use the marquee tool. Just going to click anywhere outside here, and then I'm going to click it. I'm going to drop it where I want that to come across the paper, so there would be fine. And when I've got that selected, I want this one to be in front. So actually, yeah, so if I click on this one, so if I want to, so this one here, I want to cut this off because this is going to be behind the train, so I don't want that to be in front of it. That's going to be on top of the train. But actually, let's make that the top. Sorry, this would be a little bit confusing for you, but this one's going to be at the top, the train's going to be next, and that one's going to be underneath that. In fact, just to show you, we're going to do that now. Okay, so we can see. Right, so we're on the top one, we selected this area, so we want to cut, actually we want to cut that area off the bottom one, which we want that to be behind the train. Actually, let's get this right, I always get a bit confused with this. Yeah, sorry. Yep, so that one needs to be cut there. So we will edit, actually we'll just click clear. That will clear that. Now we want to go up here and click invert selection, which essentially selects the other side of it, so we don't have to move anything, so we know it's going to be exactly on the right position, and we're going to clear that. And as you can see, so we're now just going to deselect all, it's worked. So this one, what we did was we cleared this bit, so it was only this bit in this here, So we've cut all this out altogether. So the top one, we've only got this, which is here, and that's on top of the train. So that hides the train under here, but not here, because this is allowed to come straight out. And then of course we want to show the paper and shadow behind it, so we've got to have this, because this is a shadow and paper. We could have had that coming through any image, couldn't we, really? Could have had quite a lot of details here and so on, and a lot more than just a bit of shading here. So that's really all you do. Okay, very, very simple, but very effective.